At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Guys, yesterday I made a video and posted it, and I was talking about how all things work for the good. But what I didn't explain was how that current situation that I was going through, what good came out of that, right? So as you can remember, I was talking about why I woke up that morning and the roads were flooded, my house was flooded, and I was supposed to be taking my son to a game. And on the surface level, when I look at it, you know, at first all I could see was bad. You know, my house flooded for one. I had some things damaged. I had to throw a lot of clothes away because they were smelling like pond water. A lot of shoes away. I had to throw a computer away and a few more small electrical devices. So, you know, from the outside, it looks bad. But like I said, there's some good in everything. And that's what I really forgot to talk about yesterday. So some of the good things that came out of that yesterday. One good thing was my relationship with my son, right? Now, me and my son, we have a great relationship, man. We do a lot of things together, you know, life is good. But one thing I was always worried about was my son becoming selfish. Because, you know, he does good in school, man. He never gets in any trouble. So when he asks me for something, you know, for video games or whatnot, you know, I'll pretty much get it for him. You know, I might give him a little task to do before I give it to him, but I'll give it to him. And one thing I didn't want to happen was my son becoming a selfish person or thinking the world should be handed to him. And one thing that flood did was expose my son's true heart, right? So he was down in Houston when I talked to him. And I was explaining to him what was going on. I'm like, son, the house flooded, blah, 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 this. And he was like, you know, he's been amped up going to this game, man, for I don't know how long. And he was like, hey, Dad, don't worry about it. Like go ahead and take care of that. We'll catch a game next year or whenever. And I was like, wow, you know, 11-year-old kid with that kind of mindset, you know, having the ability to tell, you know, making adult type decisions, you know what I mean? Well, at first I thought he was going to be moping around, but he was like, do what you got to do, you know? Long story short, y'all guys know we ended up making a game. But that was something that was made aware to me that I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for that, my house being flooded, right? Number two, it exposed a lot of people, not a lot, I won't even say a lot. It exposed a few people around me. Now, you guys know, or you should know, that I keep my circle very small. I don't have a lot of people that I talk on the phone with, nobody that I really hang out with. You know, but I do have some family members and a few friends. Anyway, it exposed a few people, man. I had a cousin call me, you know, the day that when I was actually, you know, soaking the water out of my place. You know, she's always asked for something, and every time she asks me for something, I'm there. Right? So she called me and she was telling me about her son's field trip coming up next week, or this week rather. And I was like, hey, well, let me get back with you because I got this situation going on. I'm like, my place is flooded. I'm throwing all this stuff out, like, and I got to be in Houston. And she lives very close to me. Now, as much as I've been there for her, at no point in time did she say, hey, cuz, like, let me come help you. Like, is there anything I can do? Like, you've done all this stuff for me. Now's the time I can help you out, you know? Never once said nothing. And I was like, you know what? I've been waiting on an opportunity to see if she would do for me, you know, the same I would do for her. And she showed herself, man. You know, and I'm grateful, man, because, you know, my cousin, you know, I'll give it a shirt off my back, you know. And it just really let me know, you know, how some people are. Not just her, but one or two others, you know, just kind of let me know, like, what it was. So that was number two. Number three, it exposed me a little bit. Now, if you see some of my older videos, guys, you hear me talking about the point in time where the old schooler gave me advice, told me I was living wrong and all that stuff. And I saw the life differently, man. I was living downtown Dallas, spending a few grand on an apartment, had the Benz 550, man, having these big pool parties. I was just living life up, you know what I mean? And I realized that all that stuff was pointless. And at that point, I won't say I became a minimalist because, you know, because I don't consider myself a minimalist, but I just begin to shed a lot of dead weight out of my life, man. A lot of expenses that I had, man, that I didn't need. I just did away with it, like the place I lived, the car I drove. I just downsized. And one thing I noticed is that, man, there was so much peace that came with that. Just living simple, not trying to have things to impress everybody. And at the same time, I noticed my bank account getting bigger, right? And I promised myself, I said, I'll never go back to that type of mentality. You know what I mean? So what this flood did, guys, is it exposed something in me that I feel like was starting to grow a little bit, right? Like, you know, for example, 2018 has been a very good year for me, man. You know, at work, you know, I've had some record numbers. I've got a lot of, you know, big bonuses. You know, my stocks, you know, I'm doing pretty good in my personal stocks. Just life is being good, man. I've been able to see some other countries. I've done a lot of things, man. Like it's been a blessed year. And one thing I've heard in the last maybe couple of weeks, couple of months, I slowly feel this desire to have certain things again. Now, let me be specific. It's not really about the having things. It's about the mindset behind having things. You know what I mean? Like, there are things I want to get just because I want to have. You know, I want a nice home. You know, it's just me and my son. I want us to have a nice home, more elbow room. You know, the car I have is good, but here soon I'll be needing another vehicle. I want to get a vehicle, something that I like. But it's a different mindset when you get something that you like, or when you start getting things that you think other people will like. And there's a thin line between it. In other words, getting things for yourself or trying to stun on people. And I'm not saying I was there, but I could feel myself thinking about things that I want to get here in the near future, things that I'm looking at. And instead of just saying I want this because I want it, a part of me, and I'm being honest with you guys, a part of me was looking at things like, how will the world view that? Like I used to be, like the majority of people are. And one thing with my home flooding, you know, I had to throw a lot of clothes away, a lot of shoes away, a lot of electronics away. You know, it got damaged. And when it was all done, when all the water was up, I'm sitting there looking at my spot, and a lot of stuff was missing. My closet was empty, you know. And I can be honest, guys, it felt good. It felt good having less. And it's a hard thing to explain. I remember J. Cole, he made this video, and I think it's called The Disease of More, or something like that. I'll be sure to leave a link to it at the bottom of this video, or I'll just add a whole new video adding. It's a very good video. You know, you're talking about a multi-millionaire that just consistently downgrading his life to just something so simple, because there's a peace there. And there was something that I saw growing in myself that if it wasn't for that flood, I may not have known it. And that small little seed could have grown and put me right back where I was, man. I'm telling you that there's nothing more peaceful than simplicity. There's nothing more peaceful than it, guys. And I wanted to share that with you. Another thing I want to say, guys, is I really appreciate all of you that are supporting this channel. Here recently, at my job, man, the territory that I cover, I pretty much cut it in half and giving it to another guy because it's just too much. You know, the thing I'm trying to do, the thing I'm going to do, I want to get to making at least one video a day. You know, and for you guys that support me on Patreon, you deserve that. I mean, you're paying. I mean, yeah, I can look at it and say, okay, you're paying $5, you know, $10, $20. You know, some of you guys are paying $50, and I appreciate it. But that's your hard-earned money. You can get some of the content I'm saying on YouTube for free, but you're supporting me, and I appreciate it. And I want to make sure that I'm giving you not only 100 but 110% of myself. And I want to get to making a video a day. And sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of I just need to, kind of like this video, I just need to make a video and post it. And don't worry about trying to edit, trying to put pictures in there, trying to get intros. Sometimes, guys, a lot of days I'll have stuff on my mind, and it might just be a 2 or 3 minute thought that I want to talk to you guys about. And I just need to do it instead of saying, oh, well, it has to be this way, it has to be this way, because you guys deserve more, you know, and I really appreciate it. Another thing is we're going to be going live. I'm going to try to start doing it, if not the first week of October, the very first portion of October. And if you guys have any ideas you want to talk on when we go live, we can bring those up. If any of you guys want to be guests when I go live, we can do that. We just need to start doing more, man. Start having more fellowship. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video. Spending a little downtime right now, man. I'm not sure if you saw the videos I posted earlier. I guess it works like a Snapchat or something, I don't know. But I'm down here in the Florida Keys, man. Key Largo. Doing some relaxation, some deep sea fishing. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to go do some snorkeling. Something I've never done. But life is good, guys. God is good. And I really appreciate you guys. It's your boy Soul Immortal. And I'm out.